Hello, I'm Anand Naidu in Washington. The main story is brought to you by Al Jazeera. The leaders of Saudi Arabia and Syria have made a joint visit to Lebanon in an unprecedented show of cooperation. Their trip underscores the extent of Arab concern over a UN-backed investigation into former Lebanese Prime Minister Rafik Hariri's assassination. The Lebanese political faction Hezbollah has expressed anger that its rogue members may be indicted. From Beirut, Al Jazeera's Rula Amin has more.
Well, a spokesman for the tribunal says it's an international independent body and will not be vulnerable to pressure from the countries or from political parties. However, some parties here believe that pressure from Saudi Arabia on friends like the United States and France could actually stall the tribunal.
There's been reaction on the streets of Kabul after a road accident involving U.S. embassy vehicles sparked violent clashes. Police fired to disperse protesters after 4 Afghans were killed when their car collided with the American vehicles. Local people set fire to 2 embassy vehicles and threw rocks at the police. Staying in Afghanistan, NATO has announced the deaths of 6 more U.S. troops, bringing the death toll for July to 66. That makes this month the deadliest for U.S. forces in the nearly 9-year war. NATO and the U.S. have close to 150,000 troops in the country, with 30,000 deployed to the south in Helmand and Kandahar provinces. Boats and helicopters are struggling to reach thousands of villages in Pakistan stranded by flooding. Scores of rivers have overflowed after 3 days of heavy monsoon rains across the northwest of the country. The government says 430 people have died in the deadliest floods in the region in 80 years. The U.S. Commerce Department says economic growth in the country has slowed during the second quarter of this year. The findings show that GDP grew by 2.4% between April and June this year. That's down from 3.7% in the previous quarter. The results also show a slight decline in consumer spending. 62 police have been arrested in Mexico for alleged links to organized criminals and drug cartels. The army detained the men in the northern city of Tijuana in Baja California state. Authorities say it was the result of a 2-year-long investigation. It follows the killing of top drug lord Nacho Coronel on Thursday. And those are our top stories. Don't forget, you can keep up to date with all the news on our website at aljazeera.net/English.